Okay, we're finally going to get stuck into our ensuite renovation. I'm super excited about this one as the ensuite is actually all done and dusted, but I'm going to rewind it back to get a good look at what we did with this small space and maybe see if things could have been done better or if there are things which we would change. I have so many hours of footage of this and it's a little daunting just going through it all. So I'm going to split it up into parts so it's a bit easier to follow and I don't get dissuaded from editing it all at once. But for now, let's get stuck into the demolition and the installation of a much needed cavity sliding door. We had a period of time where my wife was pregnant and I had finished contracting for a while, so I was gunning to use this time before our baby came to knock off the ensuite off the list. My wife's father Phil enthusiastically put up his hand to give us some help ripping this old bathroom out, and I'm very grateful he did. He likes to think he's retired, but I'm saying semi-retired, because now he's got to come help us out doing the rest of the house. This is Phil the apprentice. I also got to apologise if the footage is a little bit squeezed. I shot mainly in portrait, but it should have been landscape, but lesson learnt there. I'm wearing different clothes here because I had to crawl under the house and disconnect the waste to the shower in order to remove the shower base. Our work had been given the tick of approval, so we could move on. This part of the wall jutted out to separate the vanity from the shower. So I jumped up into the ceiling and checked it out, and it turned out to be non-load bearing. So getting rid of it will claw back a bit more space, which you'll see in a later video. The floorboards under these tiles had a little bit of water damage, but nothing too crazy. But later on, we ended up taking all the boards out so that I could re-level the floors at the floor joists. Another safety briefing. Anyone who has ripped out part of their house knows that this is tremendous fun and interesting to see if there will be any hurdles in renovating the room. Okay, we're on the next day here and onto the cavity sliding door. Now for the cavity wall. First we have to knock out all the studs and anything that will be in the way. This was a non-load bearing wall, so it was easy to remove. My wife and I were for weeks going through designs to see if we could reconfigure the space to have more room, a more spacious feel, even trying to incorporate the walk-in closet just to find a better way. But was the size just too small to reconfigure it? And is the most logical thing to do just keep it the same footprint? We'll just have to see after we pull everything out. All of the hardwood studs that came out of here I kept and reused. How I use them will be in one of my future videos, so subscribe to check that out. I think the time it took to do the demo and redo the wall for the door was a day each, I think. So definitely just go and start pulling your house apart. You'll notice here I added a header, even though I said it was non-load bearing. I just like to be on the safe side, and more strength is better than less strength, right? Alright, with all those out of the way, I start adding structure to house the new door. The door is just an off-the-shelf cavity slider from Bunnings from Hume Doors. The instructions for these were pretty poor, to be honest. But I've been working with hard to read instructions my whole career, so it's a bit of work it out yourself kind of thing. Just adding another length of timber here to bring the height of the header down to match the door size and also to make it level. Here's the frame going in. This had to be very precise and obviously plumb and square. You need to work out exactly how high your finished floor level will be, or FFL. So in this case, after I remove all the floorboards, add yellow tongue to the joists, add cement sheet, add tile glue, and add tile, you get your FFL. Running a laser to plumb up this side of the door jamb. This one's important because when the door closes on it, you don't want any inconsistency, because you'll see it from a mile away. I replaced the plaster that I took off the original wall and add the hinged door back on so that we don't have to sleep next to a toilet.